My name's Randy Slagle, and I'm the director and producer of the short film First Act. And it was written by John McGugan. And it's a story about two people that have a long friendship. And it really gets down to what's his responsibility to her, but also how deep their friendship goes. And she asks him to do something for her, and he really has to decide where his friendship lies. So I think that's what the general story is about.
Marvelous. Thank you for sending us your film.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And the filmmaking had a little bit of a twist. We were going to shoot the film the 7th of January of 2023. And the day before we were starting to film, myself and my first AD caught COVID. So we had 5 actors and 18 crew, and getting all that scheduled is a challenge.
Yeah.
So I made the decision, all right, we're not going to infect everybody. And so we postponed it. And I really thought this film is never going to get made because 2 or 3 of the actors, 2 of them worked in Chicago Fire TV series. They were really hard to get scheduled. And also the young boy, he got selected to be on a world tour for the Sound of Music stage play. And so they were working out his schedule, and I just really didn't think it was going to get made. But luckily, I got everyone scheduled to shoot it in August, and we completed the film. So that was one of the most challenging things initially. So that was
and all the same actors from.
Yeah, all the same. One of the actors, we set a date in August, and then he had a theater play that lasted 3 weeks. So we postponed everything, and still everyone was able to get in under the wire. So that was a little stressful as a producer or director, but it turned out really great. So, and also the other thing too, it gave me some extra time to really think, is there any other dimensions to this story than just responsibility? Because originally, the writer, John McGugan, thought the story is really the main character, Adam, and his moral obligations to be responsible for this friend of his. But I thought it was deeper than that. And so over the 4 or 5 months we had, while we were getting rescheduled, I really dove into the script a lot and analyzed every line and tried to understand what's the motivation of that person saying that. And that took a long time, but I really felt like I found another key element to the story, and that is friendship.
So weird seeing you again. It's been a few years.
More than a few.
As we get older, friendships mean a lot more. Younger friendships are just friendships, they just happen. But as you get older, the longer term, deeper ones are the ones that are really meaningful to us as people. And to me, that was the other kind of key story element that I wanted to bring to the film. And I wanted people to walk away with thinking about their friendships, and maybe there's some that's not lasting and they need to rekindle them. So that was one of the things I was trying to get across as well. So
Let's talk about the cast. How did you find them, and how did you bring them together?
So my DP, we've done a number of projects together. And so there was I forget the name of the website, but there's a professional website where you go for casting. And so we put an announcement on there. And then one also in Milwaukee, one of the actors was from Milwaukee. 2 of them were from Chicago. And then I think the young boy, he lives in Madison, and he does Disney stuff. He does stuff in Hollywood a lot. And his dad said, we just wanted to do something locally. And so he auditioned for it, and we really liked him. And so we selected him. He was actually the only kid, but we loved him right off the bat.
So you got the cast together and you shot this in Madison. That's where you're from, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And most of the crew that I had worked with for other films. I've done five. This is my fourth film in Madison. And so I've got to know a lot of crew in and around Madison. I've also worked on probably 10 shorts for other people and a couple of web series. So, when you do that, you get to know a lot of people and you get to see people who are really talented. And so you help them on theirs and then they help you on yours. And so I've found some really talented people that I've worked with. And so that's how I found my crew. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe I know your producer. He sent in a film a couple years ago, I believe.
David Booker.
Yeah, I think it was 20. I'm trying to remember the year, 2021 or 2022. I think it was our pandemic year where everything was online. But
Right.
yeah, so how did you two meet up and how did he become the producer of this?
Yeah, so I was one of we had the Madison Indie Filmmakers. I was one of the people that ran that along with Rick Grant, and I joined that in 2011, I think, and or no, 2016. And at that time we had 5 people that would come to these meetings once a month. But over the next 4 years, we grew it to 800 people, and every month we would have an event in the library and 30 to 45 people would show up. And I'd always try to bring something of value to the filmmakers. And so we would get people from Hollywood, like distributors that would, zoom in and call and have a question and answer period for people to attend. And we'd have writers that would come in and talk about their stories. And we also wanted to find out how film festivals select films. And so we asked Ben Reiser, who is one of the organizers for the Madison Film Festival. And so he came in and talked to us about how they go through the process of filmmaking. So that was really helpful. And anyway, so David and I met at that event and we just got to know each other. And he's a really good cinematographer. And so he's been my DP on 3 of my 4 films. So I always like working with him. So that's how I met him. Yeah.
Tell him we said hi.
Okay, thanks. Sure. Yeah, he has 2 small dogs that I think he filmed that he submitted to you guys. So
Yeah, it was about multiple universes.
oh yeah, right.
If I'm correct, if I'm reading this correctly, my old age and eyes, but you didn't start filmmaking till 59?
Correct. Yeah, I was living in Switzerland at the time for my wife's work, and I was doing professional photography. And I was walking home one day, and I'm looking across to this bus stop, and I see these guys shooting a film with an Ari Alexa, and I'm thinking, well, that's a pretty serious film group. And so I'm kind of a nosy kind of guy. So I walked over and I said to somebody, "Who's the director and who's the producer?" And he told me who the director was, but I didn't know who he was. But I did know the producer because I had rented lights for some photo shoots that I had in the city there. And so I asked the guy that was the producer, "Hey, how can I get on this film set?" And he goes, "Go talk to our production manager. He'll hook you up." Anyway, so I walked over there, and so then I started working on the film, and I worked on it for 29 days. I'd never worked on a film set before, so I was, totally new to everything. And I started in the electrical department, and kind of I worked 29 days. And by the time I was at the end, I was working directly with a DP because I had the attitude of whatever they want me to do, it's yes. And I'll stay as long as possible. I'll be the first there, last to leave. And several days there were 2 19-hour days, and I was always the first there and last to leave. And I think they really appreciated and respected that. So that was a great experience. And then from there, I worked on another 20 films while we were in Switzerland for other people's films. And then I made one while I was there. So,
And this happens because on your bio there, it says that you're passionate about travel. So you were in Switzerland and you've been to 72 other countries?
yeah, correct. My original background was engineering. I was a program manager, and I'd put satellite systems all over the world. So this one job I had at the U.S. Weather Service, I was responsible for putting in a satellite system in 70 countries, and I ended up going to 48 of them, doing site surveys and things like that. So I just love travel, and I would always book a weekend before and a weekend after to, go somewhere else. So that's kind of how I added countries. So trying to get to 100.
You want to get to 100, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So
Thank you so much for joining me today.
oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Ross, for taking the time.